Welcome to a Farmers Breakfast Show right here from County 034. Today being a very special day for us. Mercy.
Yes.
Karibu.
Thank you.
Happy Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day to all the women out there.
Yes. We want to celebrate you. We know the role that you play in the whole world, and especially in agriculture. And we'll be touching about this, and we'll be celebrating some of our very special women who have been here in agriculture, starting with my co-host.
Yes.
Who and our director behind the screens. She does not want to be seen, but we will call her today and you will see her today.
Yes.
Welcome to a Farmers Breakfast Show. Mid-morning. Hey.
We've tried. Despite the cold.
Weekend
was good. But you know, these days weekend, it's just 20 minutes away from Monday. When it's Saturday, you have 20 minutes till it's Monday morning.
And you're back again.
And you're back again to the system. Yes. How was your weekend?
My weekend was nice. I was in the shamba. I was in the shamba yesterday. Very interesting weekend. Hata Fred alisema ni salamio wote, walimu wote. You know, Fred calls us walimu. Yes.
Okay. Tumepokea salamu from Fred, our amazing farm.
He's a brilliant guy.
Yeah. Very.
Yes.
Knows how to manage the farm.
Yes.
And not just manage it, keep it clean.
Yes. And very hardworking. There he's working. He's done a lot of. In fact, we'll be going there next week as a team. Yes, an amazing job. Yes. Those who are watching us, this is AFarmersMedia, and we want to help you as stakeholders in the industry, especially farmers, to connect, learn, and grow. And more importantly, today, as we start the International Women's Day, we want to see how best we're able to do this. And yes, again, as I mentioned, we will be celebrating some of those who have done an amazing job in making sure that we here in AFarmersMedia, but also those in the industry, in agriculture, have made sure that we exist.
True.
It was tough.
We have a number of people to celebrate today.
Yes.
And despite the fact that they don't want to be seen in front of the camera,
we will bring them.
We will bring them before the end of the show, and you see them. There's some people who do amazing job that are not seen here in front of the camera, but back left, they're doing an amazing job.
Yes, they enable us for you to see us. They're the ones who make us see us.
Yes.
Mercy. I want to first start by just asking, what do you think is the role of women in agriculture?
The role of women in agriculture.
Yes.
But before we go there, I'd like to state this. You find that there was a picture that was trending some time back.
Yes.
And there was this woman who had a child on her back.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell, before the show ends, we tell Madam Director to find us that picture.
Yes.
She had a child on the back. She's on the farm, actually.
Yes.
Plowing with the child on the back. And after some time, they sit down and ampere food kwanza, then they continue again.
Yep.
So when we start all this, by stating the role of women in agriculture, it's an endless discussion. We can't exhaust it.
Yes.
Because out here, women are doing an absolutely amazing job in agriculture. Some of them don't get the chance to be celebrated, and that's why, as farmers today, we are here specifically to celebrate that woman out there, that mother, who each and every single day wakes up, goes to the farm, and ensures that these crops are doing good.
Yes.
And this farm is actually doing good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Very, very, very true. It's very interesting because most of the women who have been in agriculture before have been considered like they're the ones who provide labor.
Yes.
Why? For very obvious reasons. Reason number one is that they are very keen in what they do. I will not say they have flexible backs, but there's some work that they can do that men cannot do.
True.
Exactly. But again, something else that we have also seen that there's in a rise is that now we are seeing very many women rising from farm workers into like supervisors
and farm owners.
Exactly.
Actually.
Yes, even owning farms.
But you know, the thing why women are considered as let's say, don't want to call laborers, but the one who do the farm work mainly, the farming part,
Yes.
is because in Africa,
Yes.
the traditional that is in Africa,
Yes.
women
Yes.
don't own lands.
Yes.
Men own the lands.
Why do you think that's the case? Is it because of inheriting land from the parents?
It's because of inheriting land from the parents.
Why do you think there's a discrepancy?
Of
Why women not being able to... Is it that parents don't want to give, or is it a taboo? Is it something that they fear?
It's a taboo, actually, and it's a culture. We think that men can manage this land well, and a woman is not supposed to own land.
So the land that is there, probably the sons don't want to use it for farming, and since the daughters cannot be given, ikae tu hivyo.
That's but that has been actually changing.
Yes.
And you're going to see more about that.
Yeah.
But some years back, you get to realize that shamba.
Yes.
For example, you have, let's say, let me give an example of for example, grandfather.
Yes.
He only has, let's say, daughters.
Yes.
This land, it better goes to another child over, maybe another brother,
Yes.
than him giving the daughters over here, because they think that these daughters are going to get married and they're not going to be in this land, so they're going to go to another land. Who is going to manage this land over here? So this, let's say, this grandfather of mine thinks
Yes.
that it's good to hand over this land
Yes.
to maybe my brother's son,
Yes.
or to my cousin's son, but not my daughters, because they're going to get married and they're going to go
And go and get another land.
land.
So wataki kugawia mtoto wako kwa sababu utapata. Na sasa
I'm
akifika huko
going to
akutana na
tell
mtu.
my father I need my share of land.
Me, I will give my daughters land. Yes.
Actually, he tunes in, so I'm going to tell him I need my share of land.
Yes. Very interesting. Very interesting. Let us know what you think and what is the role of women in agriculture. And importantly, as we are discussing this, remember to tune in and continue remembering that we are on social media and all social media platforms at AFarmers with a Z, and Instagram we are AFarmers with an underscore, as well as Twitter as well. And on YouTube it is AFarmersMedia. And as we discuss this, the specific roles that, yes, as much as we say yes, not laborers or whatever it is, why do you think women tend to be more trusted in agriculture?
Women don't lie. They don't. They don't lie.
Okay, let me ask that question again.
Why they're being trusted? These same women are the same people who can actually manage the family. You can be having kills in this family, but no one will know. They're trying to keep the family name together and pull everyone together. That's why you find, for example, we were talking the other day about small scale farmers and small holders who have farms, and the people who work in these farms, they are their children. But you get to realize that mothers ndio wanawakusanya wote asubuhi, twende kwa shamba. People tend to think dads are kidogo lenient, so you can't kusanya your people haraka in the morning compared to the way mothers
ama sisi tunasema twendeni, kama hatuendi tunaenda, but for ladies is twende.
Nimesema twende. You're not what? No, twende. So
hakuna nini excuse ama nini.
Hakuna excuse. If you're going to the farm, you're going to the farm.
Let us know as we contribute to this discussion. We will also have a poll that we will actually be sharing with you all, just to start try and understand what is the role women that can play actually in agriculture, and most importantly, what are the challenges that they face. And that's what we want to get into now and just discuss what are some of the challenges, Mercy, that women face in agriculture. What are some, or even just before that, we can just look at some of the statistics that are out there to just understand how many women are out there and what are they doing. Mercy, some statistics.
There are some facts here
from
Food and Agriculture Organization of the United States, and they think that in developing countries, women make up to 45% of the agriculture labor force in the farm, ranging from 20% in Latin America to up to 60% in parts of Africa and Asia. Another fact is that in developing countries in Africa and Asia and the Pacific, women typically work for 12 to 13 hours more than men per week.
Yes.
You saying that?
Wacha nikwambie, there is a lady who used to work with us here. She's on leave. She took some sabbatical after post-COVID. That lady was called Zilani. I don't know if you met her. No, I didn't. She's called Zilani. Where? Hey, my friend. That lady could work.
In the farm.
Wow. She could work and work. And it was
from early in the morning.
From early in the morning, she used to make sure the seedlings are there, the farm is okay. If it's pruning of whatever tomatoes is being done right, she was doing an amazing job. Job, yes.
That's an example of that women can work up to 12, 13 hours more than men in a week.
Yes.
And we have another fact that says that across all regions, women are less risky or are less likely than men to own or control land. And their plots often are of poorer quality. Less than 20% of world's landholders are women.
Yes.
So that's what we were just discussing.
Yes.
Find that most land, like they're not likely to have a land or just not even having it, controlling it.
Yes.
And we have, if women farmers had the same access of resources as men, the number of hungry people in the world could be reduced by up to 150 million due to productivity gains.
Exactly. And actually, we will be sharing that later on, that specific slide later on, just to put the facts of numbers, to do the facts of numbers. We will put that slide later on, not necessarily now. And just as we discuss this, there are many things that when it touches on agriculture and women, it comes in play very importantly. And there's something that I wanted to just add on, and what you were mentioning is that even United Nations has actually come out very clearly, and say that actually I'm being told we can share the screen. Yes, fine, we can share that one for now, but we will also share it later on. If you see that, as what Mercy has just said, if women farmers had the same access to tools and credit, there would be up to 150 million people, fewer hungry people in the world. Very interesting,
That's quite interesting.
That's 150 million.
Not just, and numbers don't lie.
Kenya has 50 million people. Na vile tuko wengi. Now 150 million. It means probably Eastern Africa plus Rwanda, Burundi would not be hungry. So hii kazi yetu tunaenda kupeleka food Marsabit haitakuwa. And we actually saw that because probably later on in the show we'll just try and see if we can have some of us who actually went to what is it called, to Marsabit, just to explain why this is important, why whatever we're discussing today, the role of women in agriculture, but also the role of women, not just necessarily saying the role of women, but celebrating those who've been able to do that. Yes.
Then lastly, we have one more fact. Women reinvest up to 90% of their earnings back into their households. That's money spent on nutrition, food, healthcare, school, and income-generating activities, helping to break the circle of intergenerational poverty.
Exactly.
You find that, let's say, someone out there maybe is earning, let's say, just 10,000. You find this woman out there, the 10,000, 90% is going back to his household.
Yes.
It will cater for school fees. It will cater for food. It will cater for everything that family. Exactly, yes. And some even back to the farm again.
Exactly, because you see, they always remember the farm. They always remember the family. They always think about it, So hata wakikimbia kwa shamba wanakimbia na mtoto kwa shamba.
Yes.
Wakienda sokoni wanaenda na mtoto sokoni. As for them, it is just what is being done, how is it being done, and for that we really want to celebrate the women in agriculture, and not only the ones who work on the farms,
but there's some people
also the ones who make sure that we are live here in studio. Yes, and also those who are making sure that our policies, the government policies, are actually being embraced, and it is a fantastic job. Then. We also want to make sure that we understand the roles from a different perspective. We understand the roles of what is happening. But let me ask you, Mercy, do you think it is fair for women to be considered the lesser gender?
It's not. But why people, it has been there. And some people out here, actually, that's why we are celebrating them, are trying to put some policies in place to ensure that we both are equal. Men, women, we are equal. There's no one who has to be given more advantage than the other because of maybe, I don't want to say status, but there's no one who is supposed to be given more privileges than the other. And you find that women hold the key to building a world free from hunger and poverty. If they were to be given the same resources and same privileges, same to what men are being given.
So what are these privileges that men are being given? I think let's start with that.
Land. First of all, it's just owning land.
Just
owning land. And there was a stretch that, as someone stated that, you find that a woman has gone, planted maybe, let's say, napier grass in the farm. But the husband will go and cut the napier grass without her even telling her to know, even just informing her that I'm going to cut this napier grass and sell it. But this man thinks that he has the power, ni yangu. The fact that it's my farm and maybe you're my wife, or like it's my farm, you're planting this napier grass, so I'm going to cut it. Not
showing the effort that is there.
Not even appreciating the effort that this woman has put in to ensure that this napier grass has grown to this level.
Or even the plans to do this.
Not even the plan. Yes, even the plans and everything.
Very interesting.
You find that maybe people are actually complaining out here. About such things. Maybe another scenario is we have planted, let's say, maize. We have, let's say, harvested the 50 bags of maize and we have sold it out very well. The market was good, it was accommodating, we sold it out very well. But this maize, let's say, for example, I put in more effort to ensure that it came out perfect. Fertilizers were put in time, everything was done correctly. And the maize have come out in very good yields. But now when you go to the market and sell, we're not coming here back as a family again and try to budget this money together.
Amebaki
mahali na chupa yake na pesa yake
na marafiki.
Na marafiki.
Pesa imekuwa marafiki.
Mama amefanya kazi mzuri pale shambani.
Anasema wewe wako amefanya nini?
Wangu amefanya kazi mzuri. Imagine
Joy tunakunywa.
You see, that's the problem men are facing out there. And now the solution is trying to offer these women the same privileges. Not like, okay, let's not say same, but let's say more privileges. Not to just, we should not underestimate them and what they can actually do.
Very interestingly, before we go to our first break, we want to remind you that we are discussing about women in agriculture, not only thinking about the roles or all the challenges that they're facing, but also celebrating those who have gone above and beyond what they have been doing. And we have seen that not only in the farm, but also here at AFarmersMedia, we will celebrate some of those who have made sure that we are active. Before we go that, there's something that we do every day on the farm is called spraying, and we do all that. How do you think we can protect the women, especially in the activities of like spraying, putting pesticides and all that? Is there something that we can do? I have an idea.
Of what?
What we can do. Yes. What do you think we can do?
You have an idea. I think there's this campaign that we usually insist on each and every single day. It's about safe use of pesticides. It's run by Markup and UNIDO. And women out there, the fact that they can manage a home. You can find it's not very much easy for a woman to live pesticides here unless they forgot. And now even if we're celebrating women out there, don't forget. Now don't forget and leave the pesticides here. Tunawatetea sana, but don't forget. You find that before she leaves the pesticides there, she thinks that mtoto akipata hiki kitu pasi atakunywa. Like that's the first thing that runs in a mother's mind. My child can get this pesticide here and drink it. No, let me just remove it and put it up there. So that's why we are saying that when using pesticides, ensure that you keep it out of children's reach. Because mtoto, maybe a child hajui kusoma saizi. Na mtoto hata kujanza kuangalia sema, so this is pesticide, I'm not going to take it. They just take it because maybe they see the bottle like maybe inaweza kuwa maji ama inaweza kuwa juice, bora tu inaweza kuwa kitu tamu,
inaweza kuwa tu hapo na kisabiko hapo na haijatolewa,
which yes, means I can take it.
So we make sure that
it's not where children can reach.
And for sure, women managers tend to do it even much better and keep us safe.
Yeah.
Remember, as we discussed this, we say dawa bora,
mazao bora.
Yes. We're going to a short break, and when we come back, we will talk about an incident that happened on Forest Road here in Nairobi, and which we really want to condemn. We will talk about it when we come back. This is a Farmers Breakfast Show.
Eggplant is an elongated shaped and dark purple fruit, and its leaves are large, ovate and slightly lobed. Eggplant is a perennial crop but grown commercially as annual. Eggplant grows best in well-drained sandy loam or loam soil. The soil pH should be between 5.8 and 6.5 for best growth. Eggplant requires a regular watering and steadily warm growing conditions. A nursery bed is a small area of a yard or garden that's used for growing certain selected plants. The goal of a nursery bed is to grow young plants to a certain size at which they can be easily transplanted. A nursery bed can also be used to evaluate plants to see if they are worthy of planting in the larger garden, to observe their growth, habit and color, or watch them for pests and diseases. a nursery bed is especially helpful for vegetable gardeners practicing succession in planting, in which a steady supply of fresh produce is maintained.
Welcome back to AFarmersMedia. This is the Farmers Breakfast Show right here from County 034. Lakini nika tuko mbali na Nairobi iko tu hapa. County 047. Yes.
Nakaka tuko very, very far.
Very interesting. Today we're discussing something very interesting about the role of women in agriculture, the challenges, but more importantly, we want to celebrate those who are actually made sure that this is really possible as we do this right here from our studios, as well as in the industry itself, in the markets out there, who make sure that farmers are able to sell their produce. But before we do that, we want to discuss something very interesting. Well, first of all, we'll have the weather update. Mercy, you'll give us the weather update, and then we'll discuss something that has been trending negatively, and that is what we will see what to discuss about that.
About the trending videos that was just trending on social media the other day.
Yesterday actually.
Yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So let's first go to the weather updates today. In Nairobi, it will be sunny, with marks of 29 degrees Celsius. Kile had a question. The other day it was raining. What happened?
Where I told you, weather is the hardest thing to predict.
And we were actually told to prepare like it was going to be a rainy season.
Tuliambiwa hivyo, tukapanda mahindi, kuna wakulima hata jana wamepanda, hata Fred aliniambia.
Alipanda.
Watu wa nini, weather focus waliambiako. Kwamba watanini, kutanyesha, tupande mvua, tupande mahindi. Mepanda hivi, ameanza kuniuliza, lakini you the focus ya Nairobi ni tofauti.
But you know, rain in the western region, Western Nyanza region, when it starts to rain, it rains. And actually, I'm proud of my homeland because when it starts to rain, it actually rains. And that place is evergreen. Evergreen, healthy.
Very interesting.
So, in Mombasa, we'll have sunny intervals of marks of up to 33 degrees. Then we have Kisumu, sunny intervals. Eldoret will be extremely sunny. Nakuru, it will be sunny with marks of up to 30 degrees. Same to Nyeri with marks of 29 degrees. Marsabit is sunny with marks of up to 29 degrees. Kakamega, talking of the western region, it's sunny with marks of actually 32 degrees. Garissa, I think Garissa and Lodo are the leading, because Garissa is
in heat,
sunny,
yes.
heat of marks up to 39 degrees.
Ooh.
How hot is that area?
Where? Imagine a Marsabit. For the first time.
But far. Yes. So we have Kitui is sunny with marks of 31 degrees. Same to Narok and same to Kericho, marks of 29 degrees Celsius. That is the weather updates.
Yes.
We'll be updating you more.
Yes. Now, very interestingly, let's talk about this video that was trending. It was trending in a negative way, Mercy, of border guys attacking a lady in her car after an accident. What do you first of all think about that video?
The first thing that came in, the government first should control border riders. I think they've been given so much freedom.
Yes.
They've been given so much, they think so much power.
Yes.
Such that they think that this country cannot work with border riders. So there's nothing you can do without us. And there's nothing you're going to do to us. But today is just a call to the government, to the people in charge, the people upstairs, Uko. that they
Huko
should
juu.
huko juu, yeah,
Yes.
because we know it's a chain, so watu huko juu kwa food chain kabisa, so like border riders should be controlled.
Kabisa.
They should be controlled.
Yes.
And some strict measures should be put in place such that a person is so afraid to do something because the consequences that are going to come after that act, they're not going to be very massive.
Yeah, it was really sad. I watched that video and I couldn't finish watching it. One thing I was asking myself, the person who was taking that video, what were they doing? But very interestingly, that video helped us to see the kind of country that we can allow ourselves at our worst to go to
be.
You can imagine all those riders. It is interestingly, following the news, we have actually seen that 16 riders have actually been arrested. But I think we should go beyond the borders, because most of those border riders, those are not their motorbikes.
Those are not their motorbikes.
We should actually go to the owners of those motorbikes and be asked whether the riders are even licensed.
Leave alone licensed. Like, you should be licensed, yes, but before you take someone into, let's say, for example, you're hiring a driver, just don't hire someone with a license.
Yes.
Someone with experience, someone with a good background check, like
Exactly.
this person, their habits and their characters are in place.
And they should be randomly checked for taking drugs.
Yeah.
We're not saying all of them. We're not saying
just,
all, but the majority have just proved to us that is in our worst state, that is what we can be.
But now you imagine, these are 16 sane people, 16 of them.
Yes.
They have daughters, they have wives, they have mothers.
Yes, and that is my special appeal to men out there. We have to act, we have to stand up and act and make sure that it is, I think in some countries, a day like today, everybody would boycott using a border, so that they feel that pinch
of them going a day without a meal on their table, because this is what feeds them.
Exactly.
But before someone does such an act, someone should know that, what if this was my mother,
or my daughter, or my sister? And you see, that one was in broad daylight. What happens other places if it's at night?
Because the curfew is lifted.
Yes.
People actually tend to use motorbikes because they are fast and convenient because of traffic and everything. So but what happens in those wee hours that people are not seeing?
Yes. So actually, we just as we do that, we just jump in straight into our newspaper review, and just to follow up on that story in the People's Daily, on page 13, it actually tells us talk to us about that specific story. It actually says that we'll just follow it up. It says that outrage as city riders assault female motorist. And it was really bad. It was really bad. If you could look at that, it was really, really, really bad. And we are seeing that the National Police Service spokesperson Bruno Shioso said that the matter was under active investigations, and detectives have since identified some of the perpetrators. Going ahead and saying that 16 of them have been arrested, and the law is taking up very fast. The video of that lady being assaulted has actually been taken up by the Protective and Safety Association of Kenya, PROSAC, and they condemned that. And we here at AFarmersMedia, we also want to condemn such an action, especially on women, children, and yes, because I mean, for you as a man, for you to do that, that does not mean that you are even strong. It just means you're weak. It just means that you don't even think of yourself, because you came out of a woman's womb, You have a sister or a cousin or an aunt. If this was to happen to them, what would you do?
Would you feel?
Exactly. So, shame. It is a shame. It is very shameful.
Serious consequences should be taken to each and every single person that was involved.
Yes.
From the person holding that camera and
exactly, and doing nothing about it.
Having the guts of standing and taking the video. But it's social media these days. You're involved in an accident.
And people take out cameras.
Phone, instead of even going to check if this person is actually alive and seek help, the first action that I'm going to take is take out a camera and start videoing.
Yesterday, that video was just negative. You cannot even say that there's any good thing about it, because again, even other people passing by could not even stop, and that shows that the fear that we have on border guys. Let me tell you, when you get into an accident with a border, run.
because they appear from nowhere.
Oh,
they appear.
It's
from
like they
nowhere.
were not. It's like they were called. They called each other from the house. Like, get out, come and fight for us.
And maybe you can find in some scenarios. Maybe the person, the border rider, is the one who had the maybe makosa ni alikuwa na makosa.
Exactly, yes.
But now they don't want even to listen.
But also, it's just an accident.
Yeah, it's just an accident.
It's just an accident,
and
yes.
Maybe us calling maybe the, let's say, traffic policers,
yes,
and saying this and this happened.
Exactly, yes.
And what is the solution? And
yes,
nani alikuwa na makosa between me and the border. But they don't want to listen to such kind
yes.
of. And that's why measures should be put in place to control these border guys.
Exactly.
Because if this is the freedom they have, then things are not going to be.
So you as a border guy, or you as a man, and did not condemn this, shame on you.
Yes.
Shame on you.
Just a shame.
Yes.
Just a
Exactly.
shame.
Yes.
And you just try to think over this matter, and you can't just finish thinking. You can't
exactly.
even come up with a clear reason.
Yes.
Why people.
These are the people who actually go and harass.
Standing sane people should do something.
How do you harass somebody who you think is weaker than you? Then why do you harass them? I wonder. When anyway, yes, we condemn that. Yes, we condemn that, and we hope that the lady, because it's going to be very traumatizing for her. Yeah, even driving along that route will be very traumatizing for her.
Yeah.
Yes, and also for those who've been affected again before. So as we discuss this, we are discussing today about women in agriculture, but also celebrating. As we continue the show, we'll celebrate each and every of those who have actually played a very important role, both in our lives as farmers, probably even our mothers who've been farming before. But also, one of the things that I want to also mention is that women in agriculture does not mean farm laborers.
Yeah. Doesn't mean you waking up kuchukua jembe na kwenda kwa shamba. No. It's just broad.
Even those who just motivate
us.
Yes.
Motivate.
Exactly.
You have people who fight for women's rights.
Yes.
Ensuring that they have rights.
Yes.
While farming or while selling their goods in the market.
Exactly.
Those are some of the people we're celebrating today in this field.
Yes. And for me personally, the first person I'd like to celebrate is my wife. Because she was the one who encouraged me even to start farming. And we've been doing this together. Nakumbuka kuna siku alienda kuvuna mahindi. Hakujua mahindi awendi tu hivi kuvuna mahindi. Akaingia katikati ya mahindi, wakitoa mahindi, wakipak. Akaenda kakaa mahali akajipangusa uso hivi. Iliwasha.
I might be explaining later on, but
Mary, sorry.
We celebrate you. We celebrate you, actually. Yes. She's quiet. She's actually quiet. Even if we call her to come in front of this camera, she wouldn't even, but we celebrate her. And she was like each and every one of us waking up every single day to come to this place and talk to farmers.
Yes.
Ensuring that, have you said this about farmers?
Yes.
Have you taken note on the rights of farmers? We actually celebrate you.
Yes. And then someone else who also walked with me through his journey is called Maureen Situma. Maureen Situma is the first person to ever write for me a spray program, what crops to grow, and even when she's been very instrumental in making sure that this is a success story as AFarmers. And helped me to grow into even what I am today in terms of a good growth plan, ambassador from Syngenta, to just make sure that farmers are doing the right thing continuously. She kept on telling me, do the right thing, always do the right thing, despite whatever hassle however hard it is, just always do the right thing. And others. So as we continue, we'll be celebrating some. Yes, some who have actually been very instrumental, especially not only to us here at the farmers, but also just making sure that the industry is running well. Yes. So, Mercy, what are these challenges that we have actually seen women are facing?
There's one challenge that we talked, being the first one that we started with, and it's access to land. First of all, the access to land is a major problem. We just said, if women were to be given the same land, provided with the same resources as the same resources that men are being given out here, then we will be at least solving around 40% of people facing hunger. And that's
in the world.
In the world.
Yes.
And that's 150, just almost half of people that have been stricken by hunger.
Yeah.
And them not being able to access land, and maybe, let's say, security of land tenure, also affects female farmers to access to other crucial resources such as credit, technology, and even extension services.
You know, there's something very interesting that when yesterday I was at the farm, there's a lady called Abby. Abby is coming from a neighboring farm. And she challenged me and told me that if we're setting up a training center at the farm, and they have been our neighbors for some time, she was asking, what are some of the opportunities that are there that they can be able to do? And so I was explaining to her, I told her there will be different places, different, farmers will be trained. When we set up the offices and the training center itself, there will be opportunities for work. And then she looked at me and asked me, na unangoja nini kutufundisha ndio tuweze kufanya hiyo kazi?
What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for? Yes. For you to teach us how to do that work. It hit me really hard, because it was a scenario that, yes, they are already available there. They will not use transport to come to work. They will have learned other skills.
More skills, actually.
Exactly. And very interestingly, that the fact that they are saying that they want to learn how to do it, and they want to learn how to do it.
Just learning how to do it.
Yes.
You find even this, like, let's say this training, let's say the training activities, you find that women have more interest of attending it. But now the problem comes here.
Yes.
We tend to think, or people tend to think that cash crops are for men. Men can bring out cash crops perfectly. And now substantial crops, leave them to women. But we've not given them the chance to practice it.
Yes.
Because you see that tuende tuwe panda mboga, panda vitu tutatumia hapa kwa nyumba, but now these crops that are going to the market, they may be the coffee that we're going to harvest and sell it. Let me handle it. But you've not given her the opportunity and
to be able to do it,
to try, so that you can have an explanation saying that I'm not going to give you the coffee to take care of it because you can't. But we've not given them the
We've not even given them the training required.
Even the training required actually from the training. But if women will be given these trainings, trust me, you will see improvement.
A very big difference. Very, very big difference. Yes. So if you are, you have an opportunity of actually being able to do this, to be able to support women, and actually, let me actually replace the word support by empowering.
Empower.
Because supporting it means that somebody is not able to, you're supporting them. Saidia kidogo.
But we have people who have
the psyche, the morale,
and everything. But now it's just a little empowerment, and this flower or this woman will just flourish.
Actually, it's not even a little empowerment. The United Nations has just said, if they're given the same as what men are given, so you're not giving them any extra.
It's just the same.
Just the same. Okay, apart from kuna wale wako wanapiga sherehe mbaya sana, like
about this other population, this other percentage. We have a percentage of women out there. Like you find, for example, I can give an example of my grandmother. The time she was really sick, and my father insisted that she should come to the city, so that she be taken to the hospital. But now my grandmother is at the hospital. She's like, Mercy, I know your dad can't allow, but please call someone and someone. Ebu niambie tu mimea zangu zinaendeleaje pale shambani. Tell me how are my crops out. Tell me who is handling them. And if there's no one, we mtu wa madaktari nitoke, dawa nitakunywa. You see, women tend to take care of their things more than just leaving them anyhow. If there is a crop in the farm, that this woman should ensure that hii crop lazima itafanya vizuri
kabisa,
and have to do it the correct way. And we've offered them more trainings and more technology, more info on maybe smart farming, then trust me, we're going to see a very big
Very
difference.
big difference, yes.
Yes.
Yes, very interesting. Yes, so as we continue, we will be mentoring some of those who have played a very important role. And I'm always reminded you have to start at home.
Yes,
so
we have to start at home.
Mercy,
Yes.
thank you for doing an amazing job behind the scenes.
Yes.
Mercy decided now to come in front of the scenes. Yes, and also we have one who will call, and I hope she will come.
She will come. We'll talk to her very nicely.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we also have Diana Mudega, who is our Shajara ya Mkulima host. We want to celebrate her for having brought some really interesting change here.
Yeah, in Kiswahili.
Yes, in Kiswahili, and especially talking to farmers. Then we have one who has been here, who was here before. She's on leave. Actually, she's on study leave. She's called Sarah Wanjiku. Sarah, you've met Sarah?
Yeah.
Yes, Sarah Wanjiku had played a very important role in making sure that we are on air throughout. And then somebody who came to replace her, we will call her. I hope she will come. Atakuja tu, tutaenda kumchukua.
Tutaenda kumchukua by force, but hopefully she'll be here. Yes.
Yes, I can actually hear her. She's saying that she will come.
She feels camera, but she does an amazing job.
Yes, an
ensuring that
amazing job, yes.
the show is on time. She said, if you guys are not in the studio in the next 5 minutes, you're going to take these shows in the next 4 hours. So you have to be here.
Yes. We also have Rose Katuki. Rose Katuki has been our project coordinator. She's now going out there to make sure that we're actually being seen. We also want to celebrate her.
Yes.
We want to celebrate the person who makes us eat. She's called Yvonne, doing a brilliant job. And then we have our Madam Boss, Dora Manya, who is our head of media, making sure that we are on air, we have the right topics, and we are talking to you as farmers. So for all those women playing an important role here at AFarmersMedia, we give you, salute you for doing that. Yes. And then we will continue celebrating throughout this day, just to making sure that we are understanding the role that they're playing. What are they doing? Probably you don't even know them, but we will make sure that we do them. So continue following us on our social media platforms so that we are able to give you more, and you can be able to know who is this person who supports you.
Yeah. And there's some people actually you can't even mention them.
Yes.
Maybe mtata feel too vibaya. Why have we not mentioned? Maybe we can't know all of them.
Yes.
But maybe there's some people, maybe our viewers out there, our esteemed viewers who keeps on tuning each and every single day.
Exactly.
We actually celebrate you this day.
Yes.
And we're talking about the challenges that women face in agriculture.
Yes.
They can say another challenge is access to finance and farm inputs.
Oh, that's a big challenge. That's a big challenge. Yes.
A woman walks into the bank saying, I need a loan.
Yes.
Not even to the bank. Just a woman seeks help. And maybe she received training from somewhere.
Yes.
And she thinks that if I'm going to get some little money and input this knowledge that I gained from somewhere into farming, then it's going to do out very well. But now maybe they walks in maybe to somewhere to seek now the financial help. Because the other day we were talking about without finances, then it's not easy. This woman is seeking financial help. But now there's this kaluk, ama there's this picture that tukimpatia kweli tuko sure na
atalipa kweli.
Atalipa na napeleka shambani kweli. Na what are we entrusting this money on? He doesn't own land.
Exactly.
And we can't entrust it on maybe husband's land or maybe the father's land.
Yes.
You see now it's very hard
tricky
for them to work.
Yes.
Because it's very rare for you maybe to just provide, maybe for the husband to provide the title deed or maybe something to entrust the money on.
Exactly. So that's why unapata ladies tend to now be in chamas. So that's now
chamas, yes. At least they can support each other and empower each other.
Yeah, this is.
And you find maybe you can find someone is in you actually even more than 10 chamas.
Exactly. So that now this chama ukipata loan hapa unaenda unalipa ingine pale
unapata hiyo ingine.
Exactly.
That's how it works. Like it's just some a merry-go-round.
Yes, and very rare again, just to mention that especially for those who are in financial institutions, women will always pay a loan. Women are scared of debt. Men are not. Wanaume tutachukua loan ya mshwari.
But
to
women
change number
and just life moves on like nothing happens.
Yes.
But now women and dads are like, na wakinikujia hapa kwa nyumba
watoto wangu.
What if they take me away? What about my children? What if they take these things away? What about my children?
Lakini mnakuanga na pressure.
That's why we have to celebrate these women. Actually, we have to.
Yes. And as we continue, we said that we'll be mentioning one by one as we do that. So we have two who are very instrumental in who actually were very instrumental in making sure that we started off AFarmersMedia. And I want to remember Patricia Combo. I don't know, I think you've seen some of our videos.
Yes, I've seen.
So Patricia Combo was a Sauti ya Mkulima presenter, and she did an amazing job. We remember when we started off, we did not have a studio. Everything we're doing was outside, one camera. And she did an amazing job teaching us some of the Swahili, and we are glad that because of that, now we have Shajara ya Mkulima. Patricia Combo is now an environmentalist and a Patri initiative where she helps plant trees across the country and making sure that our environment is really safe. And with that, we want to salute you, Patricia Combo, for doing that. Then we have someone else that we call Doris Kinywa. I think you met Doris Kinywa. I don't know if you met her. So Doris Kinywa is the head of commercial and commercial manager for Omnia Fertilizers. And as we mentioned about Omnia Fertilizers is not just a fertilizer, by the way. Omnia Fertilizer is a special blend of fertilizers, different products, different service, different solutions for the farm. You know, you have Rhizoveta, you have Mega Kelp, and then you have something very interesting called K-Humet. And all these products solve different challenges that farmers face from the start, you know, from the soil with K-Humet.
From the soil.
Exactly. From the,
to actually producing this plant.
Exactly.
To relieving stress.
Relieving stress.
Me, that's one thing that fascinated me so much. Actually, plants can be stressed. And now Omnia has this product that helps plants starting from the soil. And the other day we were talking about you have to start from the soil.
Yes.
Is how healthy is your soil.
Exactly. And
now, if you figure out now what's happening with your soil and the nutrients found in your soil, then you're going to find or come up with a solution to maybe a problem that maybe you're facing with planting.
Yes, and for that we want to celebrate you, Doris. She's a great trainer. She loves smallholder farmers and talking to them throughout. And with that we want to celebrate you again, and also celebrate the work that you're doing with Omnia all the way for farmers as well. And as we continue doing this, we can see some of the important roles. You know, as I mentioned, Maureen Situma is the head of research at Syngenta and East Africa. And with that, we have seen that she's very instrumental in making sure that the right seed is going out in the market for farmers, the right way of doing things, farmers being trained the right way. The attitude that even the Syngenta agronomists have is very unique. You know, Syngenta agronomists, they stand out. They just, you know, just stand out, So what is the other challenge that women actually face in farming?
In farming.
Yes.
We have access to agricultural information and agricultural extension services.
Yes.
Now, this is where the problem comes in. We talk about training.
Yes.
Expose trainings and everything.
Yes.
But now, do we actually reach out to that woman, the small scale farmer? Do we actually reach out to them?
Yes.
Do we go out and talk to them?
Yes.
Do we tell them, okay, we have this and this training, and we'll be glad if you attend? There's some people actually don't know if there are trainings in the field of agriculture.
Yes.
There's some people who have no idea that there's a way that I should plant my crops. There's a way I should use pesticides. There's a way I should use fertilizers. There's a way that actually I have to take my soil to the lab
to be tested.
No idea. They have no idea if there's labs for soil testing.
Yes.
Now, this is where the problem comes in. It's because these women are not given the opportunity to act. Maybe they don't have the knowledge that these trainings actually do exist.
Yes.
And even leave alone the trainings, we have the extension services and we have the extension officers.
Yes.
You find that not so many women are in this, and if they are, let's say the ratio in which they are to men, it's lesser.
It's very little. Very little. You know, even if you attend the trainings, you realize that there are less women attending the training
than men.
Yes.
And now maybe men do attend these trainings. Maybe you have your farm there, but why don't you, if you're attending the training, why don't you carry your wife along with you and attend the training? Maybe she'll grab more info, or you'll be on the pesa part.
Hata unaweza baki na watoto in the training akuje.
Not possible.
Kwa nini bana?
No, I don't think it's possible.
So
the culture.
Is it culture or is it just in the mind? You know, there's culture and there's something in the mind.
Something in the mind.
It's something in the mind. It's not culture.
Because culture is actually gradually changing, but this is one thing that is not even changing.
Yes.
I'm not going to be a stay-at-home dad. It's not possible. I actually even find men. The other day, actually yesterday, I was in a matatu and this men were speaking in a language that I could understand. I started laughing because this man is like, lazima tu ningetoka kwa nyumba, siwezi kaa tu kwa nyumba.
Pressure iko huko.
He got out of the house and hakuna kitu alikuwa anafanya.
Alitoka tu akapata matatu.
Akapanda matatu na akaenda hata tu nikaa hapa tu kwa stage because I'm not going to stay at home.
Lakini kwa nini?
It's just something in the mind. And I started laughing. I'm like, if there's nothing you can do, just stay at home as you figure out what you can do.
Exactly.
Why just get out, boda matatu, wakati pale kwa stage na tena jioni fika you boda matatu then back home. It's like, let me just go home early. They don't think that I was at work, that I have money. Now what's the essence of you going out?
Very interesting. Very, very funny. Very funny.
It's actually very, very, very funny that we have this mentality that there's no I'm going to stay at home and my wife is going to gain this.
Very, very, very.
It's either I come or no one goes.
Hey,
but now, actually, as we celebrate women, men out there should help us and empower these women.
Exactly.
You should contribute. Actually, you are the key contributors here.
Yes.
If you feel like you have a farm somewhere, don't just let it maybe ikai too, and your wife has come up with something. Why don't you try this plant?
Exactly.
But there's this thing that nikikata kuwork sasa na hizi pesa ndatoa wapi kurudisha. But you don't look at the outcome.
You have to really make sure that whatever is happening is something that you are doing and you are thinking, what is the end result? Itakuwa namna gani, tutafanyaje vitu kama hizo. So as we celebrate you women for an amazing job that you're doing, we as men,
you have a role to play.
Have a very important role to play. In fact, I think this would have been a discussion of men.
Yes, you have an important role to play.
Exactly, very important.
We should not just say the challenges facing. We should actually look from the roots.
Exactly.
Why are they facing these challenges?
The challenges and what is our role in them facing those challenges.
And
kama ni shamba, kama wewe ni mzazi, patia tu mtoto wako shamba.
I told you I'm going to claim.
Utaenda kuclaim.
Yes.
Very interesting. So as we continue, we want to celebrate more of the women in agriculture. We're doing an amazing job. And the next one that we want to celebrate is, an two award-winning ladies in agriculture. One has been very, very instrumental in making sure that farmers are actually growing onions the right way. All the information, Mercy, that you need about growing onions in Kenya and even in East Africa. This particular award-winning, she actually won the 35 under 35 in agriculture. She's called Lucy Wangare, aka the Onion Doctor.
Okay.
So, yes,
I've heard about the Onion Doctor.
She's doing an amazing job. She's won just two other awards in the last few months as well. And we want to celebrate you, Lucy, for all that you're doing to making sure that farmers are actually growing the best seed variety, the best way possible, and getting the maximum yields, and indefinitely meaning pesa mfukoni. Lucy, we celebrate you. Another one is an award-winning. She actually won an award last week. She's called Andros Nduthu. She won the Zuri Awards in the agriculture category. She's doing an amazing job in training farmers, especially in growing organically. And Andros, we want to salute you for that.
To celebrate you.
Yes. So as we do this, we also talk about some of the challenges that farmers are facing, women facing. Is there another one that you'd like us to talk about?
Yes. One last challenge, which is participation in farm management, agricultural policy deficiencies, and other socioeconomic factors which are going to look at. But the major one here is participation in the farm management.
Yes.
You have employed farm workers in the land, in your farm, basically.
Yes.
But you're the one who is controlling this. You as a man, you're the one who is controlling this farm managers.
Yes.
You tend to think that, let me just control them. Maybe I have the power because now being a man is just power itself.
Yes.
Now I have the power. If they see me, maybe they're going to work. But have you tried putting your wife in charge of that?
Yes.
Have you tried? And you can actually try it out and see what is the difference. Because with women, they are very particular with what they need. They don't they're not here and there.
They don't beat around the bush.
They don't beat around the bush.
They know, they don't.
If they know, they know. And if they don't, they actually don't.
Yes.
And if they want something, they have this image in their mind.
Yes.
This is what I want. And if it's this onion in my farm,
yes,
I want it to come out this way.
Yeah.
I want by the time I'm harvesting, it is a Jew has jakauka.
Yes.
You see, they are particular with what they want.
Specifics.
Yeah. Like if it's maize.
Yes.
I want to harvest a certain length of maize.
Yes.
With a certain width of maize.
Yes.
Maize cob.
Kidogo nataka kama mahindi kubwa.
Kama ni mahindi kubwa nataka mahindi kubwa. Kama ni mahindi ndogo nataka, na kama nataka zikauke, I want them dried before the rain is here.
Ni kama wanaelewa, wanajua, wanaifanya.
They understand the assignment.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Thank you. I think those are the challenges that we've seen that women in agriculture are facing, especially in being involved in policies, being involved in the technicalities of farming and agriculture is something that we are seeing as we're discussing this. And we here at Farmers want to see how we can be able to also play this role, this important role. And that's why we keep on asking what best can we be able to do this. There's also the 2/3 gender rule, where we were saying that at least we need to have more women in policy, in government, in different places. Yes, and it was very good actually when seeing that our CJ, Madam Kome is actually very instrumental in making sure that that role is not based on gender, but it's based on delivery. And I think that's one of the things that is important, is that we stop looking at it from a gender perspective and in terms of delivery. So that is exactly, yes. It's not that a woman has done it.
No, or a man has done it.
No, it's actually somebody who has done it, who's qualified, who is
do it. Exactly. And now, what is the outcome of what we're delivering? Exactly. Just if we start looking like this was done by man, this was done by a woman, so it won't come out the best way.
Very interesting.
Let's just look at that. This is whatever this outcome is,
yes,
or whatever the solution or whatever policy that you're making.
Yes.
You're not making
yes.
it to favor men, you're not making it to favor women,
yes,
but favoring someone out there who is willing to do something.
Exactly.
Yes.
And one of the people that are very instrumental in making sure that we have something sweet and good, watu wa Western lazima unaangalia ni unga gani ambayo inafaa, unga mzuri. And with that we want to celebrate, yes. And we want to celebrate our very own, who has been a member of Africa Farmers Club, who is very instrumental in making sure that we're eating healthy, very interestingly. And she's also an interior designer, to be very interesting. And she runs she's the CEO of Giant Millers. This is Agnes Irungu, who supports farmers all through. She makes sure that she's buying from farmers locally, maize, and they're the millers of canna flour. I always say that kuna unga
na kuna
kana.
Perfect.
Yes. With that, we take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the traffic, what is the traffic around the city, but also celebrate more women who have been very instrumental in making sure that we as farmers, and also we as AFarmersMedia, there's one we have not mentioned right here. We will pull her from the studio. She's telling me that she will take me off air. We're taking a short break. This is the Farmers Breakfast Show.
Agriculture is the art and science of cultivating the soil, growing crops, and raising livestock. Agriculture provides most of the world's food and fabrics. It is not only a source of food and income, but also creates employment opportunities for many people in the world. Over 1 billion people worldwide work in agriculture, generating 2.4 trillion for the global economy. The global impact of farming on the environment is revealed that 40% of the Earth's land is now given over to agriculture. Agricultural development is one of the most powerful tools to end extreme poverty, boost shared prosperity, and feed a projected 9.7 billion people by 2050. And we, the AFarmersMedia, roll the carpet for you as we welcome you to our thrilling farm visits to different farmers that educate and inspire you in different sectors in agriculture. Catch us also on our shows on all our social media platforms as we bring you educative and informative information that will help you learn and guide you on your agriculture journey to success. Our farmers attain knowledge and grow profits.
Beetroot is a highly nutritious root vegetable. The beetroot is the taproot portion of a beet plant. It is one of the many varieties of the genus Beta vulgaris, all of which are mostly grown for their edible taproots and leaves. Beetroot is a root crop that takes approximately 3 to 4 months to mature. Beetroot is a fairly easy crop to grow as long as the soil is well cultivated prior to planting. Beetroots do not enjoy wet, boggy or shady soils. Beetroot can be sown in trays and transplanted when the seedlings have 2 true leaves. Plant in full sun, space seedlings 10 to 15 centimeters apart, and rows 20 centimeters to 30 centimeters apart so they have room to grow. Beetroots are also ideal for containers or raised beds. Beetroots will happily thrive in small areas as long as there is at least 20 centimeters depth of soil. Beetroot has been used not only for food but also for treatment for numerous conditions.
Agrovet shops are important outlets where farmers can easily get seeds, pesticides and other farm inputs that are vital for successful crop and animal production.
Agrovets are very key to society because you find that the agrovet attendant is the closest person, is the closest expert that you have who can advise you on the product that you can use on what crop
Agro dealers and their agents assist farmers in providing quality inputs. Here are some of the guidelines that appropriators should look out for before starting an agrovet business. Choose a location that is suitable and does not pose any undue risk to people and the environment.
When we are licensing the agrovets, we look at the physical structure of the facility, whereby the facility should be well ventilated, it should have enough space, should have shelves.
Business location is an essential factor to excel in agrovet business. Agrovets thrive well near agricultural farms. You need to consider the competition in the area. An appropriate agrovet shop has several qualities, including accessibility to customers, security, adequate storage space, ventilation, adequate water supply. When starting your agrovet business, it is important to ensure you have a neat display that communicates reliability and credibility. Ensure you can distinguish between genuine suppliers, seeking out accredited dealers to avoid buying counterfeit goods. Obtain a license from the requisite regulators such as the Pest Controls Board and display it prominently on the premises. To kick off a successful agrovet business, you will need to meet all the legal requirements.
If you want to get into this business of operating an agrovet, the first thing that you should do is to get into our website, whereby you can get a form, an application that is a premises licensing form, whereby you can fill the form, or you can visit either of our region offices in Nairobi, Nakuru, Kisumu, Mombasa, and Embu. Then you are required to attach your academic certificate, and you also attach, for you to be a licensed agrovet, you must have a license from the county government.
You will need a county business permit. This is the common permit that is needed for all businesses. If you intend to stock seeds, you will require licensing from the Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service, KEFIS.
KEFIS has come up with different measures to ensure that the produce that is placed in the market and also exported is meeting market requirement and also food safety standards. We analyze agrochemicals, that is now the pesticide formulations, to ensure that what's again being formulated and also sold in the Kenya market also meets the set specifications.
You will also need to commit yourself to not sell counterfeits by signing the Code of Conduct on Pesticide Management through accreditation by the Agrochemicals Association of Kenya. Here, members follow the Code of Conduct on Pesticide Management, which the industry uses for self-regulation. Through the code, AAK encourages the best practices for agro dealers, including responsible pesticide use and ethical business practice. Pesticides may pose risks to humans and the environment from manufacture to usage. One source of risk is during storage and handling at the point of supply to users. The pesticide should be stored under suitable conditions to maintain its physical and chemical properties until the end user receives it. Spillage could occur directly on persons handling them, contamination of food, or leakage into the environment during the various stages of transportation, loading, unloading, and storage. As a appropriator, you should prioritize the safety of your products. One way of doing this is through proper placement. Pesticides should not be placed directly on the ground or on areas prone to flooding. Floor spaces should be uncluttered in a way that permits easy inspection and to allow free flow of air. This also enables immediate cleanup in the events of any leakage or spills, which will be easily visible. Containers should be well arranged to minimize unnecessary handling and to avoid mechanical damage. As a general principle, systems of storage should be flexible and adaptable.
We have a curriculum that we train our farmers with, and it starts with encouraging them to adopt integrated pest management, which is basically giving them options that they can use apart from pesticides. Once they understand this, they are able to responsibly use the pesticides because they understand that they do not need to always resort to pesticides whenever they have an infestation on their farm.
Remember, proper usage of pesticides increases yields and market access for your produce. Food safety is everyone's responsibility, starting with the farmer. Dawa bora, mazao bora.
Welcome back to A Farmer's Breakfast Show right here. And my name is Noah Nasiali Kadima.
And my name is Mercy Kemunto Omwando. I know you'll be surprised you've never heard of my name. That's my name. I'm very unique. My name is Mercy Kemunto Omwando.
Omwando?
Yes, Omwando is my surname. I'll start introducing myself as Miss Omwando.
Miss Omwando.
Yes.
Hey, my very, very able co-host, Papa. Mercy.
Yes.
You know, when we went for a break, we were discussing about flour, you know. But before even talking about flour, there are areas in the country that maize is like the main crop, you know. And this is Rift Valley, the commonly known Rift Valley, Eldoret, Kitale, and the rest. In this region, there is a lady who is doing an amazing job. There's a lady who is doing an amazing job. This lady is trying to transform the way people are growing maize, even avocados, passion, now helping them to introduce by introducing to them passion fruits, horticulture, for them to embrace this. She's doing an amazing job, and that is one person that I call her my small sister. She is called Patricia Jepkori Lagat. She's doing an amazing job, and with that we want to salute you today, Patricia, for continuing to going beyond all just to make sure that horticulture is being embraced, and not just removing people from growing maize, but also asking them, what else can you grow
apart from maize?
Apart from maize, yes. She has a company that it's called HortiGrid, and she's doing an amazing job with this, with that organization, especially in Eldoret, basically in Rift Valley and other parts of the country as well. So we salute you with that. Mercy.
Yes.
As we were discussing this, there's something that when I was preparing for this, there's something that came to my mind, and I asked myself, what happens when you have people who continue supporting women, but they don't know how to do it? How do you think people can support women?
The fact that you are supporting women.
How can they be supported?
With the fact that that support itself.
Yes, it's
people
already
maybe
support.
are looking up to you.
Yes.
But another thing that you can support women is because you, as I said, you supporting women is the motivation itself. That okay, actually, people, you as a woman, you can do it. That is support by itself.
Okay,
that's the first thing.
Very interesting.
You having the courage, you going out there and supporting a woman. That's the biggest part of the support.
That's the beginning of everything.
Now that's the beginning of everything. Because one, you're motivating someone.
Yes.
And anything has to start with motivation.
Yes.
For you to do something, you have to have the motivation to even.
Exactly.
For you to wake up in the morning, you have you have to have the motivation to actually wake up in the morning.
And do it.
And wake up. So we actually celebrate you for having now the idea you want to support women. Another way that you can support women is reaching out to that woman mwenye hajafikiwa bado. You know, kuna hawa tu hapa, maybe they gain the knowledge from the phone and everything, but now these smartphones, not everyone has the access to smartphones, and not even everyone has the access to technology.
Yes,
people out there actually don't know if technology exists,
yes,
if smart farming exists.
Yes.
Now, if you are to support women, you should actually start from there. Unanzia uko mashinani kabisa.
Mashinani kabisa.
You guys, when you came back from Marsabit, you were telling us that people actually don't know who is the president of this country. They don't have the knowledge.
Marsabit it's special.
Yes. You see, now, there are people who don't have the knowledge that it actually exists. So why don't you reach out to those people and tell them, you as a woman, you can actually do the farming. And this is how you're going to do it. You have to, first of all, embrace the smart technology.
Yes.
Technology, in fact, just don't stick to those traditional methods of farming and everything. You can actually stick to them, but if you introduce this new other method of farming, it actually makes you do better in your yield.
Yes.
Reach out to that farmer uko mashinani kabisa.
Yes.
Then you should actually implement policies that favor women.
Yes.
Mostly.
Yes.
And these policies should state that men and women are equal.
And actually make sure that women are part of those policy making.
Yeah. And actually make sure, I'm forgetting the most important part of it.
Yes.
Make sure that women are part and parcel of the policy making.
Yes.
Not just make the policies and say that, okay, now we've made these policies that men and women are equal. But in the making of these policies, there's no woman who has been mentioned, who is even there, who had the idea that there was some policies that were being made. Women should be part of the policy making.
Exactly. And in fact, play a very important. They need to play a very important role in actually making sure that it's possible. Yes.
In the policy making.
Exactly. Yes.
And another solution that can be done is this: better education on products, on seeds, and everything that you can do that revolves around farming.
Exactly.
Should be provided to women.
Yes. You know, that particular part that you've mentioned is what the United Nations has actually said. And you know, United Nations has not just woke up and done it and said it. It's something that they've done research. They've seen that if women are given the same, si ati wameongezewa or they're favored, ama ati wanaume wapunguziwe, wanaume waendelee kupewa tu vile wanapewa. Access to credit, access to land and stuff like that. But women are just given the same. For example, if you give if you have 4 acres and you give your son 2 acres, probably the other 2 acres. In fact, I'm not saying don't give, but give them access to it. Yes. So what women are saying, that they're not saying that give us to own the land, no. Give us access to land.
Yes.
It would make a difference because you definitely when I'm not saying I'm not saying that men are bad or anything, but when a daughter is working and has an income, the parents are happy.
That's true.
I'm not saying that when a son is working, parents are not happy.
That's so true. That's true.
Yes.
You find that daughters tend to take care of their parents more than men. Okay, we're not being gender biased here, but you just. But actually, daughters tend to take care of their parents more compared to men.
Exactly. Yes.
But now we have this thing that you said.
Yes.
Don't lessen what you're providing for the men.
Yes.
Just give the women access to that land.
Exactly.
Give them access to finances. Give them access to farm inputs. Give them access to these trainings and exhibitions and everything.
Exactly.
And you're going to see different. And the other day we were asking ourselves, with the current trend in agriculture, with whatever we are doing right now in agriculture, will we be able to feed the population come 2050?
Ningumu. It will be very hard.
This is one of the solutions we have.
It will be very hard. Why I'm saying it will be hard is because it's the culture now that now you have land, you sell that agricultural land and build houses. Yeah. So where food would be produced is no longer there.
It's no longer there.
So you push it further.
Lessening.
So mtu akitoka Kitengela kwa sababu hiyo shamba imejengwa magorofa anaanza kwenda mbali. Ukienda mbali, access to water becomes a challenge, access to transport, market, becomes a challenge. So if we continue the same trend, and we're not involving our women, why I'm saying that is because it's very hard for you to get a man having a kitchen garden. But it's very easy to get a lady having a kitchen garden. Yeah, you get? True. So automatically, even the money that you're saving by having your own vegetables within the compound is a lot of money. Because if you're saving like 100 shillings every day, that's 3,000 shillings. 3,000 shillings is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yes.
With the current economy, 3,000 shillings. Actually, it's a lot of money.
Exactly.
And we're saying that for us to make a better world, we should actually provide women with this, with the access to
yes,
all these things that
exactly.
we mentioned here.
Yes.
And it's going to bring a difference in
yes,
everything.
yes. Now, very interesting. As we continue, we're talking about women in agriculture, the challenges that they're facing and all that. Before we talk about solutions, or I mean, before we go further, and I know we have a proverb of the day, we have a few things, we have a few
traffic updates.
Yes, we have traffic. Actually, let us go. That's what I'm looking at. Actually, we have our traffic update right here, and the traffic update is courtesy of Mathri Route. And as we refresh it, we say that Ngong Road ni jam. We are seeing traffic not so heavy, but around Bagathi Way, there's some traffic. Ngong Road, Upper Hill is clear. We are seeing Valley Road is also clear. Just kidogo pale Milimani Road, just very little traffic around Valley Road as you get into town. At the junction when you're coming from community area is clear, except from incoming to town. We are seeing Kamkunji area, Landis Road, inashikana lakini kawaida, that is normally not so heavy, it's moving. Bunyala Road is heavy. Aerodrome Road there is a bit heavy, but moving, slow but moving. Nothing major to really report. Let us just look at something else. Nothing major to report on our roads. Again, we just continue. We continue condemning the incident that happened on Forest Road yesterday after an accident, and it was so sad to see what was happening. That borders just take everything, their power, and say that they're going to do it. It was really wrong. So
actually, people are
just continue
pushing it
yes
to ensure that if not life imprisonment, like really serious measures are taken to all these people, to each and every person that was involved in that, so that if a person thinks of doing the same thing, we'll know that whatever consequences that are going to come out of this, they're not going to be good at all. Yes.
So if you see or hear of any traffic incident, let us know. Here at Farmers Breakfast. Yes. Now, I have a few who I would like to mention, and before we go into probably the final, the last few that we will be mentioning today is that I have people who have actually been very instrumental, people who I have seen doing an amazing job, and I have them which I'll be mentioning before we bring them on screen. I have a few. The last three will be very special to me and my journey in farming. But before mentioning them, I have a friend of mine who has done an amazing job. Not even, I cannot say a very huge thing, but she was the father and the mother were farmers, and because of that, they were able to pay for her school fees. And she graduated. When she graduated, the first place she came back to with her graduation gown is the farm. You know, she's called Maseisa Molapo, very interestingly. The other one is called Mugisha Rachel. Mugisha Rachel is a farmer from Uganda. She's now doing an amazing job in Malindi, planting pineapples. And tomorrow will be a very special day for her. She's launches a children's home that is supporting children and through agriculture. She's done an amazing job in Uganda, training farmers on how to be able to adopt to horticulture, growing capsicum, especially that's very favorite, because that's one of my favorite crops as well.
Capsicum,
yes. And I have a very special friend called Theo Waga. Theo Waga is a friend from all the way from Botswana, doing an amazing job with kitchen gardens, encouraging farmers. She gives respect back again to her for bringing in what the parents did for her using agriculture. Theo Waga is also a moderator of Africa Farmers Club and an active member. She's also a fashion designer, an award-winning fashion designer. Wakulima tukombele. Yes, respect.
We celebrate you.
Yes, we celebrate you totally. And then now I have three. One of them will be sharing on the screen in the next few seconds. She has been very instrumental. She trained abroad, I think in Australia, as a nurse, highly skilled, and because of that, then she came back. She came back and she transformed whatever she did into whatever she's doing now in agriculture. She is called Maria Zulamis. Maria Zulamis, she's better known, and I think prefers known as the Z Farmer. Farmer, and she has done an amazing job. We will be sharing yes, that is Maria. Those who are watching, Maria Zulamis has done an amazing job. We call her the Z Farmer. She's been an inspiration, very instrumental in making sure that farmers understand the basics. She is a tractor driver. She plants. She drives a tractor. Yes, we'll be sharing some on the screen. I wish I had.
Okay. That's
yes.
That's
interesting. Yes. Let me see. I think I had. Yes, I have a picture of her driving a tractor. Maria, don't mind me sharing this.
Yeah, so we're celebrating you, actually.
Yes. So what we have seen that she's done. She's really transformed the way farmers do things. She actually hits it, and say, as we see that as we still have that picture on there, she grows tomatoes on like 10 acres.
10 acres of land.
Yes, like 10 acres of land, and like we'll do it this. We'll make sure that we're doing the right thing. Farmers have to do the right thing. Don't go small. Don't She has every day at around 5-6 in the morning. She has something very interesting that she says. She always says, "Good morning, my 5 a.m. millionaire partners." And why she does this is because it's very instrumental for her to be able to transform our land. She is from Zambia, and as we celebrate her, we also wish her a quick recovery. She has not been well, and that's why I think you have been missing her. And we just have a picture of her right now on a tractor. She drives a tractor, she plows the land, she makes sure she's doing the right thing constantly, and with that we want to celebrate her. She is the one who, through her videos, her pictures, she's the one who taught me how to propagate seedlings.
Okay, at first I didn't know what is the meaning of propagating seeds
until
I came here.
Yes.
I came here, and also now this is what we call propagation trees. What are they done? And what's the work of the propagation trees?
Yes.
They are used to propagate seeds.
There you can see her on the screen on her tractor. Yes, so the Z Farmer, Maria, we wish you a quick recovery, but also remember that you are very instrumental in making sure that we in Africa, especially smallholder farmers, are doing the right thing. We wish you well, and
we celebrate you.
We celebrate you
from
as
the
well.
AFarmersMedia.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. As we finish, as we are going to have our proverb of the day, a very interesting proverb of the day, we want to celebrate our very own right here in County 034. She has made sure that farmers are doing the best that they can with the best. Being in government, sometimes you have very limited resources. But this particular person is very special to myself as well as to farmers in Kajiado County. And it was not a surprise last week when she actually emerged the best, the most popular CEC in the whole country. That is our Honorable Jacqueline Coyne, who is our CEC of Agriculture, Kajiado County. Always busy, instrumental, making sure that farmers are getting the best and building. It was very instrumental in making sure that we actually are able to partner with the county government as AFarmersMedia. And making sure that this is success. Farmers are getting to know the extension officers. There's a program that we will be starting very soon. It's called Jua Daktari Wako. Yes. Yes. So Jacqueline Coyne is an amazing lady who has done a good job. And Jacqueline, we actually celebrate you. Yes. Again, there's somebody who has actually done an amazing job. Again, as we mentioned, that kuna unga na kuna kana. Kuna unga na kuna kana. Yes, and we can see even the branding, as you can see on your screens, the branding is amazing. I love looking at it, Actually, the first time I just got attracted to it. Nikaipenda, nikanunua.
Because of the packaging.
Yes, but even the content is amazing. Agnes Irungu, CEO of Giant Millers, we celebrate you again, and we wish you all the best.
Yes.
Now, I'm torn between two people. But first of all, as a friend of mine, she's called Janet Teach, who is doing an amazing job in helping farmers to be able to understand about fertilizer and all that. She talks about it and says, si mbolea tu, mbolea ni yara. Janet Teach, we celebrate you. Then, before we bring in our director, before we bring in our director, we will be asking her to prepare. I hope she'll not take off.
Hope she wouldn't disappear.
Yes, I have a very special friend who she's traversed the whole country. She has been very instrumental in making sure the policies in agriculture are actually being implemented, not just being designed and made, they are being implemented. She is a farmer herself, very, very good farmer. She has supported farmers across the country in different policies, always fighting for the rights of farmers. You know, it's not easy to be in government and you're fighting for farmers.
That's true.
Yes, exactly.
It's a very bumpy road.
Exactly, yes. And she has done an amazing job. She keeps on doing, you'll see her. She's actually the first person in the Ministry of Agriculture since I started farming that I have seen active in farms, active visiting farmers. Yes, there's a time she, even during COVID, she was able to continue visiting different farmers. I remember we went through some different tours with her in some parts of the country. And we saw firsthand the way that she supports farmers, the programs, Case Up, something that she's very passionate about, and especially involving farmers together. This person is, we'll be sharing her on the screen in the next few seconds, is called Madam Ann Nyaga. Yes, as you can see her, she is very instrumental making sure that, I think there's also another picture that we'll show of her. She has agriculture in her fingertips, she has agriculture in her fingertips, making sure that farmers are doing the right thing, making sure the government policies are actually being implemented.
Making sure she made sure that the farmers receive the correct type of seeds in the farms.
Everything to do that, everything. She is a friend to farmers. I normally say this, there is a friend and then there's a friend who loves your friends. Okay. And since my friends are my farmers, somebody who loves them and takes care of them is very special to me. Yes. And with that, we want to really, really, really celebrate you, Madam Ann Nyaga, for doing an amazing job that you're doing. Now, I have one last person.
I also have one last person.
Yes.
Yes. Finish your person first.
Our last person
is
the one that is doing that. But she has said that we first of all do the proverb first. Yes. Mercy,
and
take it out. Yes.
The proverb of today is, there are no shortcuts to the top of the palm tree. There are no shortcuts.
Lazima uende juu, upande hiyo mti mpaka juu.
The other day, so that palm trees are really, really tall.
Ooh, very long.
They don't even have this nini here. There's a way that I don't know if it's kukata or something. They make some sort of staircases.
Yes.
For you to step.
To step as you go up.
So there's no other way that you can reach the top of the palm tree.
You cannot bend it until you climb from the top.
Climb from the top. It's not possible. Yeah. You have to go step by step till you reach the top.
Yes, very
That's
true.
That's how the proverb of today. From here to AFarmersMedia.
Now we have one last person, and we would request her to come here.
Yes.
We would request our Madam Director, Lista Kanana. We are not coming out of the studio
without you, and this
coming to say hi to your people.
Come and say hi to us.
Yes. Yes. And our Madam Director is right here. She is there.
Let me move for you and sit here so that you can see.
Oh, I get to sit today.
Yes, you get to sit. You can actually wind up the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Lista,
yes.
Thank you for doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
We are grateful to have you to make sure that we are live.
Yeah.
We are talking to farmers, and we want to wish you well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Actually, when I came here, I was not sure nita maintain kukaa hapa because it's agriculture.
Yes.
I remember nikiwa Form 1.
Yes. Let me move this for you.
Okay.
Unatumianga songa karibu na mic.
In Form 1.
Yes.
My very first marks za
Yes.
agriculture
Yes.
zilikuwa 42. And in our school that time,
Yes.
if you got anything below 50,
Yes.
unabaki shule. Imagine it was a midterm. You're supposed to go for a 2 weeks break.
Yes, yes.
Mi nabaki shule 1 week because nimepata 42 agriculture. I cried. I cried.
Ati kulima.
Kulima.
Na hiyo makucha.
I cried, nikasema hata sitafanya agriculture. Sitaki mahali popote kuna agriculture.
Kulima
So
nini?
when I actually came here, I was
ukakwama.
sure hapa sitatoboa.
Yes.
But I am so thankful.
Yes. How is the
Nimelearn,
experience?
It is nice.
Yes.
Nimejua kuna sukuma inaitwa Malkia. The other day nilitoka home, nikaenda nyumbani mbio to tell me, mom, kuna sukuma inaitwa Malkia yako. You can go to school, ujui Malkia. Okay, watu wanajua Malkia. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yes.
At least najua
Vitu mingi, yes. And making sure that farmers are seeing what we're doing. We salute you, we celebrate you for doing this an amazing job.
Thank you so much.
Asante sana. Yes, so today that has been what we have been discussing, to be able to make sure that we are doing an amazing job. We want to celebrate all the women that are actually doing this with us. They're helping us to do this, and with that we celebrate you, Lista. Thank you very much for learning how things are done here and learning very fast and making sure that this is being done the right way. We want to continue saying that we, as AFarmersMedia, number one, condemn the incident that happened yesterday on Forest Road. We highly condemn it, and we want the authorities to take action on anybody, any man who actually fights, even just looks down upon women, so that we can be able to have a healthy nation. I guess. As any last words for today?
Maybe I celebrate one person.
Yes.
I would love to celebrate my grandmother.
Oh,
Amelia,
brilliant.
you were so strong.
Fantastic.
She's a true
Yes.
Farmer.
Brilliant.
Very.
Good. Thank you very much. Again, this is AFarmersMedia, where we want you to be able to connect, learn, and grow. Until we see you tomorrow, have a brilliant day.
Bye-bye.